Tonight on Debate Among Friends, we will discuss the conference finals, that crazy, crazy shooter Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, and more, starting now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Debates Among Friends. This is the 5th edition of it, and it's a very special one because we're going to talk about the conference finals, as was mentioned at the top of the show, and we're going to give our prediction for the NBA finals. This is live on Mixlr under the name Debates Among Friends, and our Facebook page under the same name. I am known as the Professor, and always ready to drop some knowledge is the Doctor. Are you ready today, Doctor?
Doctor's in the building. I am ready.
Let's jump right into it. All right, so we had the Western Conference Finals finally, and we mean finally, comes to a conclusion, with the Golden State Warriors coming back from 3-1 down to defeat the Oklahoma City Thunder. What was your initial thoughts on this one?
Well, in the previous podcast, I did say champs in 7, and I just kept mentioning that over and over. Champs in 7, champs in 7. We did get a little scared there, but for the most part, didn't I say Steph Curry is playing with them cheat codes?
He definitely is, but, I think we need to look at it brass facts. OKC had 2 games to basically close this down. And by the 2 games, we're talking about Game 5 and Game 6. Especially Game 6 with them being at home and how much they play well at home. And I would say that my prediction was based off of their last series against the Spurs and their closeout game. Because they played with so much passion. They played with so much energy. And they just showed, you know what? We are here. I'm Russell Westbrook and I am here. I'm Kevin Durant and I am here. And you know what happened? They did not show up in Game 7.
I can agree. Well, I can't say that. The only reason I can't say that is because I thought they made it a pretty good game. And that's why I said that the Warriors just played at a different level. They played like champions. They played like a team that not only wants to win another championship, but a team that's shown that they've grown together as a team. I saw a post or a story that said that their whole team is built on trust. And not too many teams actually have that cohesiveness, that trust factor in there. And basically that's what's causing a lot of problems. For the Thunder, I get it. It's Kevin Durant, then Russell Westbrook, then everybody else. But when Kevin's not working and then Russell's not working, who's that third person? And we saw it, and you mentioned it before, even though we tried to give him props before, we tried. Dion Waiters.
I didn't give him any props, first of all.
You did. You did give him props. We gave him and Andre Roberson props.
I just said Andre Roberson. That's the only person I gave props to, sir.
No, you gave that man some props. We have to go back and listen to it.
We could go to the tapes.
We'll have to go
and
to the
I know
tapes.
what I said.
We gave these 2 guys props. I gave Roberson props because I had called him a piss hand, in which he turned out to kind of fizzle out and die after that one game. But Dion Waiters, they put the ball in Dion Waiters' hands to get that Jerome James max contract, and he did not deliver through on the goods. And he didn't lose the series. Obviously, he didn't lose the series, but he had ample opportunity to score some baskets, and he just wasn't hitting yesterday.
Oh, absolutely. And you could just tell in his demeanor, as the game was going along, that his confidence just got shot. And then you could also see it too during certain timeouts too, where you could see them bickering with each other about what's right and what's wrong versus just going out there and just leaving it all out there. Like, it doesn't matter if one play didn't go their way. The fact remains is that they need to go out there and make sure that the next play definitely goes their way.
I can agree with that, but I just felt like the Splash Brothers, a.k.a. Mario and Luigi, played very well. Luigi struggled for a little bit. Kay was struggling for the first half of both Game 6 and 7, but really turned it on after the second quarter. And, you really got to give them credit. They really played well together. Even though I didn't think Draymond Green had a great series.
No, I don't think he had a great series the last 2 series, to be honest with you. I
I
mean,
won't say that. I
granted,
think
he scored a lot during the Trailblazers series,
yeah, I
but
think he did do good during the Portland series. This particular, well, then again,
I mean,
now
I guess for me, I'm saying he wasn't as efficient as he's supposed to be.
because usually he's more of a triple double kind of guy, but this particular
Exactly.
time around, it just wasn't going down. But OKC was really, really hitting the glass really hard. So, I mean, I think they had like 10 offensive rebounds in the first half of Game 7. So they had every opportunity to win this game and go on to face LeBron in the finals here. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of those situations where
Where what? You actually cut off right there.
I said I think the better team won.
Oh, absolutely, and that's on both sides of the coin. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, OKC has a lot of firepower. They have two of the five top players, not only in the NBA but possibly the whole world. You know, and that could be a controversial statement for a different time and a different debate.
Could be.
You know, but at the end of the day, you know, they couldn't cut the mustard.
That's true.
For them, all of their wins, you know, mainly came from blowouts. You know, there wasn't really a lot of close games that, you know, they actually had that closer that can just shut it out, get that one basket, demoralize the defense, you know, leave the opposition hanging their heads like, I can't believe they really make this shot. This is over for us. Like,
Yeah,
they didn't have that. They did not have that. And I would say that the only person who probably had that gene on OKC, to be honest, is Russ.
No, disagreeing
No?
with you. No.
Oh, no.
Kevin Durant hit some amazing shots. Russell Westbrook does one of three things every time he comes down the court. You know it. I know it. You know who else knows it.
He shoots it, he drives it and tries to dunk it on someone, and the very, very last one, which is not much of a rarity anymore, but he'll pass the ball when he's getting double teamed.
I mean, and that's a general base. I mean, for me, it's either he's going to run down the court. Again, he's going to drive the lane. Number two, he's going to pull up and shoot that free throw jumper. Or he's going to shoot the three, in my opinion. He really doesn't pass that often in me. Like, if he's running full speed, he's coming down, he's driving the lane most of the time. But that pop jumper that he hits on the free throw line, he's pretty effective with that. Love it. If that's his game, hey, go to the top of the key. I'm gonna shoot from right there. I love it. When I was a kid, I did the same exact thing. So it makes sense. But the shots that I saw Kevin Durant take were premium all-star shots. Hey, I'm covered. I don't care. I'm a superstar. I'm gonna shoot this shot because I'm Kevin Durant, and I know I have a higher chance of making it than anyone else.
Which I agree with that, and I do. But here's my counter argument with it: were they the most efficient shots for him to take?
A lot of them were, in my opinion. A lot of them were. Maybe not toward the end of the game. Now, I will say at the end of the game, both superstars, seemed to struggle at the end of the game. First of all, they had this terrible impound passes that just were horrible, but that's another story. But I just think that Russell and Kevin kind of complete each other because I think Russell drives the ball better than KD. Because KD's so long, I just think it just takes him a long time to even start the process of driving the lane, which is why he usually winds up shooting a jump shot. But for Russell, he's so quick with the ball, not really the dribbler like Steph Curry is, but his energy is so high. And as you saw on one play, he was moving so fast that he didn't know whether to go off the backboard or do a finger roll. He was moving so fast. So, I mean, they kind of complement each other. That's why I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in free agency with Kevin Durant this year to see if he's going to stay there because they do have that bond together. It's just, I think, this is where James Harden, I think, would have came in if he would have actually played the way he kind of plays now outside of the defense. I think
James Harden for Defensive Player of the Year.
James Harden, outside of the defense portion of it, James Harden obviously is better than Dion Waiters. I shouldn't even have to say that statement. But even when James Harden wasn't who he is right now, prior to the growth of this beard, he was still better than Dion Waiters. So for me, in this particular case, I think if they had James Harden, they probably would have beat the Warriors in this series.
I actually agree with you. I believe that Dion Waiters was that, piece of OKC that definitely hurt them the most.
And you heard my statement during the game, and I made it very clear. I would not be surprised. Don't you be surprised now if OKC in the offseason goes after someone like Harrison Barnes.
Which he'll be a free agent this year. So, I mean, it's totally understandable for them to want to be in the sweepstake for him. But it also determines what, Golden State wants to do as well, too. Because, I mean, they drafted him. They love him a lot. He's a great, role player off the bench. He's technically a starter.
Is he a max contract player?
I wouldn't say he's a max contract player.
Well, the cap's about to go up.
Exactly.
The cap's going up.
But the problem is you can't sit there and say, well, he's not a max contract player because the salary.
I didn't say it. You said that. You said that.
No.
You said that. I asked. I said, is he a max contract player? You said no. I wouldn't. And that's what I said. You said he's not a max contract player.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that. I think he.
But he could get something equivalent to a max contract before the salary went up.
He could this year.
Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. But that's all I'm trying to say.
No. I was just saying. You said no. That's the only reason I said that.
Okay.
You said no.
No.
But yeah, you're saying no. He's not a max contract.
He's not a max contract player. Oh. He is not.
Why isn't he?
He's not even an all-star.
James Harden wasn't an all-star before he got max contract.
But James Harden can play. And plus his year Houston Rockets.
That Harrison Barnes from North Carolina cannot play the game of basketball?
What I'm trying to state, and this is going to make you laugh even harder, actually, Doctor. Is that James Harden can play. Harrison Barnes can ball. Let's just stop it. Stop it. I'm not even trying to say that.
You need to stop it.
Stop it.
You need to stop it, sir.
But when the chance for your Houston Rockets to pick up a high-yielding free agent, yeah, we're not going to give James Harden a small contract. Not going to give him a little contract. No, we want him to be the man because he demanded to be the man.
He did. There's no question about it. I mean, when we first did it, I was just like, because, again, you don't know what you don't know. But we don't know what we don't know about Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes could easily go to a team. I mean, I could see him going to a team like the Heat, playing alongside Dwayne Wade. He can go to New York, replace that guy you don't want to be on your team, Mr. Fadeaway himself, Aaron Afwalo. I mean, he can go to a lot of teams and really make some noise, but ultimately he really, really could go to a team like OKC, but only because I really, really don't believe that the Warriors are going to give him a max contract.
But then my question is, why is he looking for a max contract?
Well, as Kevin Durant pointed out, based on his conversation with Russell Westbrook, sometimes some players have to just be selfish. They all can't do it the Spurs way. They have to get paid. So unless it's a situation where, hey, he might not get paid, because you think about this kind of year, this is a year where, DeMar DeRozan's going to get paid. Obviously, Kevin Durant's going to get paid. I hate to say this because I know his production just isn't there, but Dwight's going to get paid. And if Dwight can get paid, Harrison Barnes can definitely get paid.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like that, if anything, Dwight Howard should be getting at least mid-range of a contract.
I'll tell you right now, at this point, if the Houston Rockets was to let Michael Beasley go, Michael Beasley might not get a max contract, but even he might get like $9 million.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I just think this year, despite it going up, I just think people are going to get big money because of the name. Harrison Barnes, he's been in that system for a while. We know he can shoot. He can play pretty solid defense at the 3 and the 4, which he's done very well. I just think he'll get paid. I mean, not to spend too much time in the West. I know it's the stronger conference. We definitely got to get over to the Eastern Lebanon James.
Well, it's just like I said before. The Cavs dropped 2 games on purpose just to bring more viewers, and they finished them off. So, there we go. We're finished with the Eastern Conference right now.
I mean, like I said in the podcast, I knew the Raptors would win 1 game. I knew that for sure. I was 100% certain. I said, there's no way that these guys are not going to win 1 game. And, I was happy that they did. When they won that second game, I said, all right, the fix might be in. You know what I mean?
First of all, the fix was in. Let's just stop it.
I was sitting there. I was like, Kevin Love only had 3 points? Oh, man, the fix is in.
When you think about it, from outside looking in perspective, the Cavaliers destroyed
They did.
the Raptors the first 2 games.
But so did the Thunder. That's what I'm saying. Remember the Thunder like really beat the. They both teams didn't they beat each other up 1-1?
Yeah.
So I mean that's the only reason. That's the only reason that it was
Wait.
okay.
So what you're trying to say is that Golden State and Toronto Raptors are basically on the same page when it comes to them losing? Is that what you're just saying?
You're just twisting my words. That's
I
not
didn't
what
twist anything because you stated.
I said both teams. I was talking about OKC and the Warriors beating each other senseless. I wasn't talking about the Raptors in that particular sense.
But we're not even talking about the Western Conference anymore. We're talking about the East.
Right. I was just saying. You didn't let me finish my point. That's why you let me finish my point. I can actually tell you what I was about to say here. What I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted by the lesson planning professor is that the Raptors got spanked in Game 1.
They did.
In Game 1 and 2 of the Western Conference, both teams really gave the other the business. We didn't know who to vote for. It was pretty even. So at that moment, when the Cavs were spanking on the Raptors, it was kind of like, well, okay, well, this team just spanked this team in the Western Conference, so that just might be a fluke. The second game, it was closer. I think it might have been about 15, which is still bad. But, hey, it's the Raptors. Now, in that third game, here we are. DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, dominating. Fourth game, what is happening right now? I see a game that's leaning towards the Raptors again. They win another one. So at that moment, now, the Raptors had a chance to win game 5.
Yep.
They didn't have a chance at game 6. But game 5...
Not.
They absolutely had a chance, and they just didn't execute. But
that was the issue all playoffs, though.
But they just don't have. Again, teams in the East, and I mentioned this before. Based on everything you see, if you look at each team in the East, and I'm just thinking of it out loud, thinking about it outside of maybe the Heat. Teams and the Cavs, of course. Teams are not built to win championships in the East. They're just built. They're built to have a good season, win some, pretty good amount of games. But just think about that Indiana Pacers team. They're not.
And from where they were to where they are now.
Yeah, just think about their transformation. Like, they really were good a couple years back, but now they're in that rebuilding stage. They have enough players to win, realistically, 45 to 50 games. The Raptors easy can win 50 games. The Wizards, the way the Wizards were set up. 50 games. The Bulls really should have been in the playoffs. Let's be honest. I don't know what happened in Chicago, but they should have been in the playoffs. I mean, a lot of these teams, they're built to win a lot of games, just not the playoff, just not a championship. The Cavs just so happen to be one of the only teams that actually have a team, not just because they have LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love, but when you look at the bench and what they did, even bringing in Channing Frye. McFry! I mean... He's dominating out there. He's going to challenge. He's the only one on the Cavs that can actually, even on a scale of 1 to 10, at a 3, try and attempt to battle one of the Splash Brothers. He might be able to actually make one splash to their 7 splashes.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
He's going to be playing a little puddle waters while they're shooting freaking oceans and splashing in oceans.
Oh.
The shots that these two guys are shooting, don't get me wrong, Channing Frye has been shooting for a long time, but
Nick,
I'm going to go on a limb right now, and I'm going to say champs in 5 or 6. It's not going 7.
5 or 6.
It's not going 7. Champs in 5 or 6.
I actually agree with you.
Yeah, 7.
I believe that the Warriors can definitely win it in 6. And for that, when you think about it and we look at it, on a big perspective, the Cavaliers is a team that, to use a good perspective, if you remember, Donnie Nelson and those Golden State Warriors back in the day with Baron Davis and all those cats out there, and they're playing Nelly ball, and they're living and they're dying by the 3-point shot. That's the Cleveland Cavaliers.
But that's also when you look at that particular situation, what you're saying, that's what I was telling you when I saw the strategy that Golden State was taking. They're jacking up these threes, and again, Clay wasn't hitting. So to me, it was one of those situations where it was like, oh man, Luigi is not hitting right now. That green doesn't look good on him. He's got this big ginormous head. It looks like Johnny B. It's not working for him. He needs to draw the basket or something. But then he starts hitting. Now with the Cavs, the one thing they cannot do, and this is the one key to winning this series for them, is for them not to try to get in a battle with those Splash Brothers.
But here's the problem, though. That's exactly what they're going to do.
They're
going to go out there, and they're going to try to outshoot the Golden State Warriors. This is why I'm telling you that they play.
This is what happened to OKC. They tried Russell Westbrook in game 6. He tried.
No.
He did.
In game 6, what happened was that they went completely outside of their original game plan, which is to distribute the ball around. And they played iso ball. That's totally different from what we're talking about. But the Cavaliers, what I'm telling you about the Cavaliers that, I'm trying to get you and the people to understand is they're a team that is dependent on their role players being hot.
But in this particular situation, I mean, it's so dangerous because...
It is very dangerous.
Because Golden State's bench, their role players, we just talking about Harrison Barnes, talking about Iguodala. We're talking about space.
Mo Buckets
can really be big in this.
Leandro Barbosa.
I just think that it's going to be a great series. I just don't think it's going to
Livingston. We haven't even talked about Livingston, who is the de facto, opposite of Steph Curry, but can definitely not dominate the game himself. Because
I think he'll probably abuse.
He's going to abuse Kyrie Irving.
No, not so much Kyrie Irving. I'm more worried about Dellavedova.
Oh, I'm waiting for him to throw an elbow in his face.
Yeah, that's just me. Dellavedova is the guy I'm worried about. Even though he came up big last year, this year, coming off the bench, it's a little different. So I just think that this Warriors team, they're just so good, man. They're a really good team. And like I said...
I would say that this Warriors team is much more resourceful.
I agree. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I don't see Mozgov in this game against Bogut, the series over. Because you need Tristan Thompson to go against Ezeli. Because you can't bring in freaking McFry to play against Ezeli. You don't really want Ezeli to play against Fry outside. But what will probably wind up happening is they'll probably put Iguodala or, again, Harrison Barnes on him or even Buckets, and he's out of the game.
He is.
Because there's no way they can leave him out there.
But once again, this is what I'm trying to say, though. The major strategy for the Cavs is if they're hot with the three-point shooting, they have a chance to win the championship. Mm-hmm. That's how they was able to be so dominant, far be it, I think, 2 games in these playoffs. That's how they was able to be so dominant in these playoffs and blow all these Eastern Conference teams apart. Granted, the Eastern Conference sucks, and I'm saying this as a Knicks fan, but their three-point shooting was off the charts. Yeah. Actually, I was just looking at the three-point leaders for the playoffs this year. Mm-hmm. First of all, Klay Thompson has that by 77. And in second place is J.R. Smith with 49. Third place is Steph Curry with 48. Fourth place is freaking Kyrie Irving.
The problem with J.R. Smith is that if he's on, he's on. But if he's not, he's not. And that's my point, sir. Say that one more time. Yeah, but say that for the Cavaliers as a whole. See, you can't say that for the Cavaliers as a whole because you know LeBron James is going to score at least 30-something points.
Okay, and that's great. You know what? Congratulations. LeBron James scored 30 points, but that doesn't mean that they're going to win.
He's going to have a triple. Oh, I already told you this series over in 6.
Okay.
That's it. This series is over in 6. But LeBron James is going to try to lead this team, which he did last year, and you can tell the Warriors really frustrated him last year. Number one, Steph Curry. I'm going to say this and put this out on a limb. I know they say LeBron James is the best basketball player in the world, and the only reason they can say that is because he plays defense, he can get to the basket. Not the greatest shooter in the world, but he can score points, and he's real team contributor. But
hey, don't be controversial with that whole defensive comment because, Russ and KD laughed about that question.
Oh, about the defense for LeBron?
No, the defense for Steph.
I was talking about LeBron.
I know, but you was talking... go ahead, continue.
Okay. I was just going to say that Steph Curry's a good defender. I don't know, that whole stat that they put out there. Steph Curry's a good defender. He's not a shutdown defender, but he's a pretty solid defender. But the one thing I'll say right now, Steph Curry's the best. He's the best offensive shooter of all times. There's no question about it. And I would almost go along the limb and say he's the best offensive player of all time. Because he can dribble. I mean, he can dribble the best of them. I mean, his moves are really, really good. And it's not just about sitting in front of him shaking people like Kyrie would do. It's really like, hey, I'm dribbling, but I'm actually moving you, and you're actually moving. Like, people are not staying in front of him. And then his shot, it's like
butter.
You say poetry.
It's butter.
You say poetry in motion. It's like, oh my God, he's not gonna make that. And people are so terrified, like they're terrified of him shooting it that they don't know what to do. You know,
exactly.
But then they're terrified of him driving the lane and doing his little finger rolls, and it's terrifying. And LeBron are gonna have a big time problem.
Absolutely. Unless they inherit the Patrick Beverley strategy of sweeping the leg, but
I mean, that would be the only way this series will go 7 is if Steph Curry potentially gets hurt, but I don't see it happening.
Well, I mean, same thing could be said if like imagine LeBron James get hurt.
Oh God, LeBron James gets hurt, especially in like this first game. This is a sweep.
I wouldn't say a sweep. I would say in 5.
See my hand here. Look at this. It's a sweep. Like, it's good as done, brother.
Oh my goodness.
Sweep. And LeBron James even remotely gets tired. Like, if he might have to play at least 138, 30. He's gonna have to play one full game at least one.
He is
because Steph Curry is a bad man.
Steph Curry is a bad man. Klay Thompson is no slouch.
Hey, think about it. He's going to have Draymond Green on him.
Yep.
He's probably going to have Iguodala on him. So
yep.
Two pretty good perimeter defenders.
And the boy that we were just talking about, too.
Harrison Barnes?
Yep.
I agree. But most likely it'll be those two. I think they'll be on him all night. Only reason Harrison Barnes would go on him because I think Iguodala, as normal, would get into foul trouble. But I just don't see... I see them making LeBron take some threes. And again, we'll battle it out. Let LeBron take 3. And that's what the Raptors did. The Raptors said, hey, we want LeBron to beat us with the 3. Let LeBron take the 3. Don't let anybody else take the 3. But LeBron will let him take the 3 because...
But historically, he has a terrible three-point shooting percentage, so I don't get why he'll still shoot the ball.
He believes... I mean, I can appreciate LeBron's belief and faith in his three-point shot. But I know that, you know that, and you know who else knows that he should stop it and just attempt to drive the lane no matter what.
I'm not gonna shut down his Space Mountain, but that dream is dead. He should stop it.
I already told you that, and we talked about LeBron being in the post. He just hasn't realized how older he's getting at this particular time.
Which is interesting because we read an article about that, about how superstars of past generation definitely evolved their games when they realized that they're getting old.
I agree. I mean,
both Kobe and Michael both developed that post game, and they've developed that turnaround jumper that became so lethal.
And I don't even take it back further. And I was watching a documentary on Netflix one point about Kareem. And when Kareem was in college, they outlawed dunking.
Yep.
So he had to go out there and find something else, and he developed that hook and developed his game at another level. So really, there's no reason LeBron shouldn't. And that actually brings me to something else I was thinking about. And what that is what if the NBA, because of the influx of three-point shooters, I mean, there's three-point shooters popping up every day. What if they would have moved the three-point line back a little bit?
I can see that.
I mean, it would be kind of tough because of the baselines. So the baselines have to be extended. The court, geometrically would have to be extended. But, I mean, they're always talking about higher scores. I guess in that case they would consider shortening the three-point line. But, I mean, when you're playing against cheat code Steph Curry, I mean, it's kind of tough.
I mean, if anything, I could probably see them try to, decrease the shot clock or something like that to try to speed up the flow of the game or something.
And that's true. But the only thing about that is that kind of puts an unfair advantage to those who run an up-tempo style, which is what, there was a debate about that, the up-tempo style. and that being the reason why some of the coaches were actually let go this off season. Even with the Rockets hiring Mike D'Antoni, wanting an up tempo style. Um,
Which is so funny, and let's just glance at that one just for a second. We'll go back to the NBA Finals in a second. But how crazy is it the fact that they hired Mike D'Antoni and then hired a Spurs assistant coach to just be part of the defensive scheme?
I think with Mike D'Antoni, and based on what I read, because I've been looking at every single update possibly known to the Houston Rockets, and basically what I read is that the owner wanted an up tempo style. And the reason why it took so long is because they were trying to figure out who was going to coach the defense, the type of style each coach was going to run. But it really is about up tempo. The owner wanted it. The owner also wanted a coach who had already established himself as a head coach. Not saying Mike D'Antoni is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but he has established himself. He has had some success in the past, some failures as well. But you also bring in an assistant from the Spurs who's going to fix the problem that Mike D'Antoni has with defense, and that'll help us out tremendously. The one thing I would say is that the problem with bringing in Mike D'Antoni is that we're going to have to build a team around that system, and right now we don't have that. We have more of a balanced half court, setup kind of situation going. Even though at times we did play up tempo.
No, I agree with you on that one. So. And enough about those pissant Rockets. I'm just joking.
Here you go.
To be controversial for a second, but let's go back to the NBA Finals because it's starting tomorrow.
It is.
And we both have the Golden State Warriors winning in 6. You said 5-6.
5 or 6, yes.
So let's talk game 1. Who wins it?
They're gonna be in Cleveland first, right?
No.
Oh, then
they're Oracle.
They're going up 2-0 right up from the bat. Might even go up 3-0. Cavs win 1 at home, and then they close it out in the Oracle. Or they close it out in Cleveland in Game 6. But no matter what, I really think it's going.
Which is ironic because they closed it out in Cleveland last year.
Right. I think they go 3-0 straight 3 games, maybe 2-1, but I'm really leaning towards 3-0. And then LeBron be like, I can't take this, guys. We can't get swept. It's the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. I would really consider going back to Miami because I can't take this anymore now. But I don't think he's leaving. But I really, really don't see them going up at any point in this series.
I think Game 1 will start off competitively. I think around midway throughout the third quarter, that's when Golden State starts pulling away.
The only reason I would disagree with you is because, and what you said, I really think that there are certain Cavs that are going to try to match what the Warriors are doing, and it's just not going to work. I think that's going to happen in the second quarter, and I just think.
Oh, no, and that's why I said around midway throughout the third quarter. Because
no. Once you get the third quarter, in the second quarter, it's going to be a 12-point game because people are going to be jacking up threes, knowing that they're not 3-point shooters, and it's just not going to work.
You're no pager, friend.
No, you are not. You are not. So.
All right. So that's the first game. So let's talk about the series as a whole. And we touched on this a little bit. Doctor, the people want to know. The people are dying to know. They're hitting up the chat so much. I just can't take it right now. So I have to ask you this question. Who is or what players on either team are the X factors for this series and why?
I would say for the Warriors, it probably will be the combination of their bench. Iguodala was big last year, but I really think again, it's going to have to be someone like Harrison Barnes, who really did show up to play in Game 7. They actually started Harrison Barnes. Wait, did they start Harrison Barnes? Yeah, they did start Harrison Barnes. But it's going to come down to Harrison Barnes and Iguodala again. I wouldn't look past a defensive stopper like Ezeli. He's going to come up big for when LeBron's trying to drive the ball and stuff like that. But really, it's really that bench for the Golden State Warriors, and for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's got to be Kevin Love. I mean, he's the only person that's been inconsistent, and I think for him to actually come out and actually play basketball and actually be I don't know what the heck happened to Kevin Love. I mean, it's almost like we talked about the whole big fish in a small pond thing in Minnesota, but it's almost like he's not to coin a phrase from Danny Green, but he is who we thought he was, and now he's letting himself off the hook, I guess, because I mean he's just no, he's not playing like he's been an all-star ever, like no threat whatsoever. And I
That's
need him
funny.
to return to his Minnesota ways.
That's funny.
I mean,
No,
would you agree?
I actually agree, and I'm going to go further, and I'm going to say he's too focused on his State Farm commercials, dropping
Oh
dimes,
my,
dropping
jumping down,
dimes,
jumping down.
to really, focus it on. I mean, this is the NBA Finals. Like, this is the NBA Finals that everyone wanted last year because there are certain individuals in the podcast stream tonight and all around the world who believe that the Warriors won because of all the injuries to the Cavs.
Mm-mm.
So,
Mm-mm.
if they was to win it this year
Yeah.
in 5 or 6 as we predicted,
Mm-hmm.
does that shut them up? Do that give them more leeway to go, well, what about this, this, and this?
It's always going to be what about this, and this.
Because I believe that if the Warriors shoot them out the gym
Which they will.
and everyone on the Cavs are healthy, there is no doubt in my mind that as great as LeBron James is, he needs to be around legit superstars in order to win it.
I can agree with that. I mean, there's nothing to disagree with that one. I think that it's one of those situations where LeBron's really going to have to take this in consideration and go to ownership. So, you know what, this is just not going to work. And I think, I do think the Kyrie Irving injury did hurt them last year, but I also don't know if he'll be enough. Because, again, that's why I'm going with Kevin Love, because I know Kyrie will do his thing. I know LeBron will do his thing. But Kevin Love is the one that really has to step it up and play basketball. And if he does not, there's no way the Cavs win, even relatively close to beating our prediction.
Nope. And the only way that they can win is if, J.R. Smith gets really hot,
No, he won't.
Channing McFry
McFry.
gets really hot, Iman Shumpert gets really hot, and we haven't even talked about, some of the players that was there last year that should have showed up.
Shump played pretty good defense last year, but I'm sorry, man. Them Splash Brothers, man. I'm sorry. I can't stop talking about them because they're shooting shots that if we were playing on a court, I would be so mad, and literally I probably would start fouling them, honestly. I mean,
Just dropping dineros.
Yeah.
Unlike Kevin Love dropping dimes.
for real. And I don't know if you think about it now, but none of the other people that are in that commercial are in the playoffs or stayed long in the playoffs. So,
Nope.
so I mean, I don't know, Kevin. You could be following suit.
Hey, it's gonna be a long, hard summer for LeBron James if they don't win it this year.
Yeah, he's gonna be so disappointed. I feel bad.
Granted, he can always say what he said after he lost.
What do you say? I don't
He was
know.
like, end of the day, I'm gonna wake up and, you all have to deal with the world, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was highly controversial, and I wish I had the audio clip to play it for the podcast, but I don't. And I apologize, folks. I'll do that
It's
next
all
time.
good. It's all good. I mean, LeBron just has to come out and play. They had enough rest. Like, it's not about being rested. They should have had enough time to heal if they had any injuries. I mean, there's really no excuses. No excuses. So, we're going to see what happens, man. I mean, that's all we can really do. But, I mean, who do you think the major X factor is for the Cavs and the Warriors yourself?
Well, for me, for the Warriors, I'd definitely say their bench. Like I say, I think it's gonna be Sean Stevens. I said Sean Stevenson. Sean Livingston.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, folks.
No, you can.
Sean Livingston. Just because of what he brings to the table, and he can definitely help. Steph get a lot of rest. He can get down on the block. No one can really stop him. And if you put a big man on him, like a LeBron James, then it opens up the floor for a lot more people.
I doubt LeBron James plays against anybody but Draymond Green. And it's going to be a good game, man. What do you think about with the actual
But my X factor for the
Cavs,
Cavs
yeah.
is old lady luck.
Oh God, don't go
Because
there.
at the end of the day, they need luck.
So really, that luck would
And
have.
I don't mean Andrew Luck.
That luck would have to be Golden State really just being ice cold.
They have to be ice cold, and the Cavaliers' 3-point shooting has to be red hot.
That's not happening, bro.
Because if they're just shooting twos, the Warriors still have a chance. Because all it takes is one 3-point shot make for the Warriors, and their confidence is back up.
In the Oracle Arena, there's an electrifying current that just runs through when they make a run, and there's something about it that really powers them. And you saw it during the OKC series. There's something about it that really powers them, and they really, really feed off of that. So I'm just not seeing it, man. 6 games tops. 6 games, and that's it.
And I actually found that quote, actually.
Okay,
He
excellent.
says, and I quote, after the question of, does it bother you that so many people are happy to see you fail? He says,
Mm.
absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, all the people who are rooting for me to fail, at the end of the day, they have to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today.
Mm.
They got
I
the
remember
same
that.
personal problems they had today. You know, I'm gonna continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things I want to do with me and my family. They got to get back to the real world at some point.
Wow.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are we gonna get that LeBron James after the finals? Because that'll be
If they,
5. That'll be what? That would be 5, right? That'll be 5 final losses.
yes, and I mean, it depends because, and this is something we talked about because we did go over the whole Allen Iverson interview. And my thing is that question has nothing really to do with the game. Like we're not, obviously we're not talking about practice, but that has nothing to do with the game. It has everything to do with, this he said, she said, and LeBron's just like, I really came here. I just lost the finals at home, as you mentioned, and you're talking about how people want me to fail. I mean, I probably would have responded probably probably a little
Not not
worse.
not
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, I probably would have been like, man, next question. Or I mean, who knows what, you just lost the game. And the one thing that I always hate, and that's why I respected Marshawn Lynch when he did the whole, I'm only here so I don't get fined thing, is because you really don't want to be there. You're only there literally so you don't get fined. He was just the first person to really say it. But LeBron, he probably didn't want to do this, this press conference after you lost at home in front of your family and friends. Like, you're trying to put on a strong face because you're the franchise. But, I mean, let's be honest. You wouldn't want to be out there. I definitely wouldn't want to be out there. So if you ask me a stupid question like that, oh, it don't matter what the answer would have been. It wouldn't have been good.
I mean, he should have definitely took a good cue from the great Greg Popovich when it comes to answering stupid questions.
Like, ask the question again. Ask the question.
Yeah. It's like, wait, is he serious? Am I being punked right now?
No, go ahead. Ask the question. Go ahead. Ask the question again. What did the reporter say?
I already took it off. I'm sorry.
No,
It's
that's
fine.
not good.
It's already done. It's
But
already done. Basically, it was, how do you feel about, people wanting to see you fail?
it's great. You know what I mean? Like he could have did something like that. Oh, that sucks. You know what I mean? Like he could have gave it a pop answer or a Bill Belichick answer. But I mean,
We're on the Cincinnati. We're
hey,
on the Cincinnati.
I'm just
We're on the
saying.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on to the next. I'm on the next season. Next season. Next season. Oh yeah, the next season. Next season.
Hey, y'all, I keep telling you, cuz we're on the Cincinnati.
Professor Bless.
Oh, goodness.
No, but it's just one of those things that, again, I'm okay with the answer only because I know I wasn't hating on him. I just want him. I just want people to stop saying that they're Cavs fans when they're really just LeBron fans.
I'm not gonna go there because you know how I feel about that.
I do know how you feel about that, but I don't think we have enough time for you to express
No,
Your
no,
entire
no.
yourself. The same thing will go for the Warriors because I mean I've never really met a true diehard Warriors fan, and it's okay that you're a Steph Curry or one of the other players' fans, but I've never really met any Warriors fans. None in my life ever.
I haven't either.
But I'm sure they're out there now. Oh my God, I'm a Warriors fan. I love those guys. I've been a fan since 2014.
Oh boy.
Oh man,
Oh
come on.
boy. Same could have been said about the Seattle Seahawks.
Exactly. There were a
The
lot of.
Heatles.
Oh God, the Heatles.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh God, Heatles. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's just one of those situations that's the only thing that really grinds my gears is that people say, "Oh, I'm a Cavs fan," but it's like, no,
No, you're not.
you like LeBron, and that's okay. That is okay. Maybe Kyrie, maybe.
No, 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 no. And you know what? No, absolutely not. No,
You're not buying it.
I'm not buying
It can't be. You can't be a Cavs fan. You can't be a LeBron fan and maybe a Kyrie fan.
I mean, it's possible, but I mean, if you're gonna sit there and throw your Cavaliers jersey in people's faces like that, acting like you've been there from the beginning, like, no, no, terrible.
No.
Stop it.
Freaking Mark Price. You were a Mark Price fan.
Yes.
Oh, you were a Mark Price fan.
Oh boy.
Oh my
boy.
God. Exactly.
Anywho, we're gonna definitely try to close this out early. Doctor, you have any shout outs you need to do?
Shout out to Not Your Father's Ginger Ale. We didn't get a chance to mention it today. What a great beverage found in your local grocery store. The unofficial official sponsor of the podcast.
Absolutely.
Got a chance to try some Stellas this weekend, and that was pretty sweet. High premium beer there. Me and the professor got a chance to play some games this weekend, talk about the podcast, and hopefully make it stronger and stronger as the weeks go by. But everything's good on my end. Any last words for yourself?
Well, I have a couple of shout outs to make. First shout out I want to make is out to my cousin. She's expecting her first child, so congratulations to you.
Shout out.
Very, very happy for you, and wish all the best for you. Also, in some esports news, a big shout out to my boy Justin Wong for winning the combo breaker out there in Chicago this past weekend. Keep it up, big dog. I'm going to see you at EVO later on.
Indeed.
And just let people know that EVO is one of the biggest video game tournaments, second to Capcom tournament. So if you want to catch on that, it's definitely on Twitch. And we could definitely give you the description. Just go out to the Facebook page and request for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in tonight to Debate Among Friends. We definitely enjoy having you here. We're definitely going to keep trying to add more content as we go along. So any suggestions or any ideas you want us to do, and if any kind of shout outs you want us to make on the podcast, please let us know. Reach out to us at our Facebook page, Debates Among Friends, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much. I am the professor.
And I'm the doctor.